At the edge of Sundargram, a quiet village surrounded by low hills and whispering paddy fields, lived a farmer named Rafik Mia. He wasn't rich. He didn't own tractors or machines. What he had were two worn-out hands, a small piece of dry land, and an unbreakable heart taught by years of struggle. Every morning, before the first rooster crowed, Rafik woke up, washed his face with cold water, and walked to his fields. His neighbors would often shake their heads. "This land is dead, Rafik. Sell it and find work in the city." But he always answered with the same calm smile. Land only dies when a farmer's hope dies. One year, the village suffered the worst drought in decades. The soil cracked. The ponds dried up. Even the air tasted like dust. Rafik planted his seeds anyway, watering them with buckets he carried from a distant well. His wife, Aisha, worried constantly. "There's no rain, the children need food. Why are you still trying?" Rafik placed his rough hand on her shoulder. "Because the seed that survives the harshest heat becomes the strongest plant." But the days passed, and not a single cloud appeared. His crops wilted. His savings almost disappeared. His children went to sleep hungry some nights. Still, Rafik refused to give up. One afternoon, as he worked under the scorching sun, an old agricultural officer named Mr. Salim visited the village. He saw Rafik digging trenches around his field. "Why trenches?" Salim asked. "To trap any bit of water the sky may give," Rafik replied without stopping his work. The officer smiled. "Most farmers stop trying this year. But you're preparing for the rain even when there is none." Impressed, Mr. Salim taught Rafik better ways to collect dew, conserve soil moisture, and use natural fertilizers. These techniques were simple but powerful, something the villagers had never seen. Rafik listened carefully, learning every detail. Weeks passed. One early morning, as the skies slowly changed from black to purple, a single drop of rain fell onto Rafik's palm. Then another, and another. Soon the heavens opened. Children ran outside laughing. Women collected water in pots. The dry earth came alive with the smell of fresh soil. Rafik stood in the middle of his field, arms stretched out, letting the rain wash away months of dust and hopelessness. With the new techniques and the unexpected rain, Rafik's crops grew stronger than ever. His paddy fields turned a rich green. His vegetables grew large and healthy. Even the villagers who once doubted him began to watch quietly, amazed. When harvest season came, Rafik didn't just have enough to feed his family. He had enough to sell, enough to pay his debts, enough to save for the future, enough to dream again. The village market buzzed with excitement when people saw his produce. "Rafik Bhai, how did you grow all this in such a terrible year?" He simply said, "The sky helps those who don't stop digging the soil." Mr. Salim returned to the village and was overwhelmed by what he saw. "You proved what one farmer with courage can do," he said proudly. The villagers gathered around Rafik, asking him to teach them the same techniques. And instead of keeping the knowledge to himself, he shared everything freely. Step by step, field by field, the village changed. Water was saved. Soil was restored. Crops grew again. And the people who once laughed at Rafik now thanked him. Years later, after the village became one of the most successful farming communities in the region, a journalist came to interview Rafik. "What is the secret of your success?" Rafik looked at his calloused hands and answered, "These hands failed 1,000 times, but they also tried 1,001 times. Success doesn't grow in perfect soil. It grows in the soil that you refuse to abandon." The journalist smiled and wrote down every word. Rafik walked back to his fields, where his children were helping him plant new seeds. The sun rose slowly behind them, lighting up the land that once seemed lifeless. It wasn't just a farm anymore. It was a symbol, a reminder, a proof that a farmer's biggest crop is not grain, it's hope. And hope grows when you keep working, even when the world tells you not to.